Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shri Srila Rādhā Govinda Dāsa Goswami iti namine. Namaste Gurudevaya Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Gramya Jananistarine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadaliye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Srila Rūpa Goswami, in his Nectar of Instruction, gives a few qualities of a pure Vaishnava. And likewise, we find even in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the Nectar of Devotion, Srila Rūpa Goswami gives 26 qualities of a pure devotee. So, of course, there is always a time crunch, there is always a time constraint. So, I will just pick a few qualities that personally I have seen Srila Guru Maharaj demonstrate that in his life. We find in the Nectar of Instruction, Srila Rūpa Goswami says, Utsahat Nishchayat Dhairyat Tattat Karma Pravartanat. He says Utsahat, which means enthusiasm, to be enthusiastic. And Srila Prabhupada time and again says that this enthusiasm is the life and soul of bhakti. Till the time one is not enthusiastic, one doesn't go any far ahead on this path of bhakti. And Srila Guru Maharaj, right from his young age, was so enthusiastic. Even before he met Srila Prabhupada, the hunger and thirst to know about the Supreme Lord was so much that when he was small, because Srila Guru Maharaj is from Bihar, so when he would go to the school with his younger brother, once it so happened while he was on his way, he heard about a Bhagavad Katha, because traditionally in the village there would be Bhagavad Kathas. So he heard about a Bhagavad Katha, and the desire was reawakened, it was rekindled, the lost spark was rekindled. So he took a detour and went. He was actually about to go to the school. He ended up bunking the school and went to hear the Bhagavad Katha. So his younger brother asked him that, what if the principal call your parents? So he said, it's just a matter of one day. From tomorrow I will again attend school, this is just a matter of one day. So sure enough, this was a deal. This happened one day. Again happened the next day, because traditionally Bhagavad was always Sapta, 7-day Katha. So for the next 7 days he bunked his school and ended up hearing Katha. And at the end of the 7th day, they were distributing notes of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now the question will arise that at that time Srila Prabhupada had not translated. So which Bhagavatam were they referring to? Well, Srimad Bhagavatam in English was not translated, but Sridhar Swami's commentary was always there, the original commentator to Srimad Bhagavatam. So those notes were being distributed. And Srila Guru Maharaj was so enthusiastic that outside his home there was a lake. And he would sit near the lake and every day he would study the Srimad Bhagavatam. So much so that the enthusiasm peaked to such an extent that he had a niyam, he had a rule, that till the time he doesn't read one whole canto a day, and till the time he doesn't by heart one chapter a day, till that time he will not eat anything. He will not eat anything, he will not drink anything. This is like in his teens, when probably he was my age or way younger than me. Every day one canto studying and by hearting one chapter. Uske baad hi khana. Till that time, no, the grains would not enter. And eventually he was so inspired by the founder of Gita Press, Gorakhpur. His name is Hanuman Prasad Podhar. Those who are from India would have heard of Gita Press. So he was so inspired by him that he went up to him to take initiation. And when he went up to him, Hanuman Prasad Poddar was so humble that he told Srila Guru Maharaj that if you really are looking out for a bona fide, genuine, advanced Sri Guru, then there is only one Jagat Guru in this world, and that is Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So Hanuman Prasad Poddar, even though he was advanced, he was kind enough to direct Srila Guru Maharaj to Prabhupada and said, "You, tumi jao, go to Prabhupada." So he went to Prabhupada, and he had only heard the name. He had not seen the face, not read any books, kuch pata nahi, sirf naam sune hai. So he went to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada, this was 1970s. So for the first time with his foreign disciples, Prabhupada had come to India after all his preaching success in America. So he came to Guwahati, and Prabhupada was staying in his Guwahati temple. And Srila Guru Maharaj came, and he encountered a person. And he said that, "Can I meet Swamiji? Can I meet Srila Prabhupada?" And this person replied by saying, "Why do you want to meet Prabhupada?" And Srila Guru Maharaj replied, "Well, he is my Guru. I have considered him my Guru." So this person shot back by saying, "Why do you think he is your Guru? What qualities does he have?" And Srila Guru Maharaj said, "Well, because he says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God. And very few accept this fact of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being supreme. So he says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God." Now the follow-up question arises, how did Srila Guru Maharaj know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It was Hanuman Prasad Poddar again who told Srila Guru Maharaj that you go and study Bengali, because Chaitanya Charitamrita is in Bengali, so you go and study Chaitanya Charitamrita. And so much so that Srila Guru Maharaj studied the whole of Bengali language in just 3 days. He studied the whole of Bengali in 3 days to study the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of Kaviraj Goswami. So that's where he understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Swayam Bhagavan. So now he meets this person and says that Prabhupada is my Guru. He's a bona fide Guru because he speaks about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this person replies. This person replies by saying, "Well, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is just a devotee. People just say he is Bhagavan, but he's not Bhagavan. He is just a devotee." So Guru Maharaj says, No, he is God. Kaviraj Goswami says he is Swayam Bhagavan. This person says, no, he is not Bhagavan. He is just a normal devotee. People just exaggerate, in India, people just exaggerate. So he is not Bhagavan, he is just a devotee. Srila Guru Maharaj says, no, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Swayam Bhagavan. So much so that then Srila Guru Maharaj tells this person, "Aap chup rahiye, aapko kuch nahi pata. You keep quiet, you don't know. Kaviraj Goswami is saying in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Swayam Bhagavan. Aap chup rahiye, aapko kuch nahi pata." So then this person started laughing like anything. So Srila Guru Maharaj was thinking, why is he laughing? What is so funny about it? And then a few devotees entered the temple and they gave dandavat to this person. So then Guru Maharaj was thinking, hey, wait a minute, why are you giving dandavat to him? He is not accepting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Bhagavan. Why are you giving dandavat to him? So these devotees who were there, they said, well, you don't know, the person whom you have come to meet is standing in front of you. The person whom you are looking out for, Swami Prabhupada, is standing right in front of you. And when Guru Maharaj understood it, he said, "Hey Bhagavan, ye kya ho gaya? Hey Prabhupada, kripya karke maaf kar dijiye. Please forgive me, I didn't know." Prabhupada said, "That is okay." And then Prabhupada in the next day morning lecture, he said, disciple means like this. He is ready to challenge his own Guru if his Guru is speaking apasiddhanta. If his Guru is speaking against the Shastra, a disciple should be ready to challenge his Sri Guru. And Srila Prabhupada gave the example of Bali Maharaj and Shukracharya. Bali Maharaj was ready to kick out Shukracharya from his life because Shukracharya told him not to surrender to Sri Krishna. So I find this point of Srila Rupa Goswami of enthusiasm. Srila Guru Maharaj from his childhood is demonstrating this point of very high enthusiasm to progress on this path of bhakti. Second point that Kaviraj Goswami gives in Chaitanya Charitamrita is Sthavara Jangama dekhe na dekhe tara murti sarvatra hoy nije ishta deva spurti. The quality of a pure Vaishnava is whatever he sees, whether they're objects, moving, non-moving, living, trees, whatever they are, sarvatra hoy nije ishta deva spurti. By seeing that objects, he remembers Krishna. This is the characteristic of a pure Vaishnava. He will always remember Krishna, whatever he sees. In the end of 2009 and the start of 2010, it was a very drastic and a very bad time in ISKCON's history for the fact that in the end or in the late part of 2009, Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj had a stroke. And right after a few months, Srila Guru Maharaj also suffered a stroke. So in about 2 to 3 months' time, Srila Prabhupada's two most prominent disciples were externally having bodily problems, but internally, spiritually, they were still rock solid. So at that time, when Srila Guru Maharaj suffered paralysis, he was taken to the Delhi hospital. And we know when someone has paralysis or someone is really not ill, in the hospital there is something called as an MRI. MRI is something where you put the person inside a U-shaped tunnel and a brain scan is done. So Srila Guru Maharaj was put into this MRI. He was put into this MRI, and when he came out, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj and His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj were present. They had come to ask Srila Guru Maharaj how his health is. So both Gopal Krishna Maharaj and Lokanath Swami Maharaj, they asked Srila Guru Maharaj that, Maharaj, how are you feeling? They asked in Hindi, of course. Maharaj, आपको कैसे लग रहा है? स्वास्थ्य कैसे है? And Srila Guru Maharaj gave such a fabulous reply. Srila Guru Maharaj said, मुझे ऐसे लगा कि मैं अघासुर के मुख के अंदर चला गया और भगवान आकर मुझे बाहर खींच निकाले. Because we see the MRI is like the mouth of an aghasur. So even at that time when his body is plagued with problems, Srila Guru Maharaj is saying, मुझे ऐसे लगा कि मैं अघासुर के मुख के अंदर चला गया और भगवान मुझे आकर बाहर खींच निकाले. So this is the point I am trying to reiterate. Kaviraj Goswami says that a devotee is someone in all circumstances, not just favorable, but even those that are unfavorable. A pure devotee is someone who always remembers Krishna. And finally, we find in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, one of the qualities from the 26 qualities is Preeti Tad Vasati Sthale. A pure devotee is someone who has tremendous attachment to the pastime places of the Lord. Whether they are Brajmandal, whether they are Mayapur, Navadvip Dham, Jagannath Puri, Ayodhya, whichever the pastime places, the characteristic, the benchmark, the yardstick to understand who is a pure Vaishnava is how much attachment they have to the pastime places of the Lord. Rupa Goswami says, Preeti Tad Vasati Sthale. And in Brajmandal, we know there are so many places where Krishna performed his pastimes. But there is one prominent place where Krishna would sit and eat with his friends, his sakhas. Krishna would sit and eat with them. And in Brajmandal, this place is called as Bhojan Thali. Thali means we eat a plate and Bhojan means food. So that place where Krishna, along with Madhumangal and Subal and Sridham and Vasudham and Kinkini and Arjun Sakhā, because Krishna's one friend is Arjun Sakhā. So all these friends sit and they have prasad. So that place is called as Bhojan Thali. And this place is extremely dear to the heart of Srila Guru Maharaj. So much so that in a week he goes there more than twice. And from Krishna Balaram Mandir, where Guru Maharaj stays, this place of Bhojan Thali is quite a drive. It's almost 1 hour for going and 1 hour for coming back. But in a week, more than twice he goes to that place. And he goes there, and there's a Vrajavasi Mataji who narrates the story. And one of the prominent stories of that place is when Krishna came with his friends, Madhumangal was also present. And Madhumangal, as we know, is a foodie. He has a big tummy, big stomach, and he just loves to eat. So Madhumangal had brought buttermilk to that place. And because he's such a foodie, all the friends, we have seen the famous photo where Krishna is sitting with his friends and they're putting a flower. So that's the place of Bhojan Thali. So, so at that time, all the friends are sharing. Sharing is caring. All the friends are sharing. But Madhumangal is such a foodie that all the buttermilk that he had brought, Madhumangal put it inside his mouth. He drank the whole buttermilk, so much so that his cheeks were like that of a balloon. And Krishna looked to Madhumangal and understood that the buttermilk that was meant for sharing, Madhumangal has drunk the whole buttermilk. And now here we find the Supreme Lord, who in Bhagavad Gita he says, Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. That Supreme Lord, he says, I am the Lord of all the three worlds. That Lord is so greedy to have the buttermilk from Madhumangal, so much so that Krishna, he hits the cheeks of Madhumangal, all the buttermilk comes out, and so much so that Krishna opens his mouth, and that buttermilk, which is jhuta of Madhumangal, Krishna drinks it. This is the famous pastime that happened in Bhojan Thali. This is the Lord whom we worship. अपने भक्तों के लिए भगवान झूठा खाने को तैयार है. He lies, he steals, he cheats, and for his devotees he is ready to eat even the jhuta. So every time Maharaj goes to this place, this is the same story. This is the only prominent story that has occurred. But every time he goes there, Srila Guru Maharaj hears that pastime as if he's hearing it for the first time. Every time. So last Kartik, I was there in Braj Mandal in November time. And I happened to go to this place. And I was asking to that Mataji. And that Mataji said, अरे राधा गोविंद महाराज, वो तो घंटों घंटों आके यहाँ फूट फूट कर रोते हैं. वही कथा है, बार बार मैं ही वही कथा कह रही हूँ, लेकिन ये महाराज जी आकर फूट फूट कर, he keeps crying and crying for hours together just hearing this pastime. That how is it that the Lord can have the remnants of his own devotee? So once, one god brother of mine was saying that this is last Kartik. One day Srila Guru Maharaj, when he got up in the morning, he told his servant that the name of the servant is Mahaprasad Prabhu. So he told his servant that, Mahaprasad, can we go to Bhojan Thali today? So Mahaprasad Prabhu said, yes Maharaj, you can have your breakfast, you can have your medicines, then we will go. And Srila Guru Maharaj said, no, I have to go right now. And Mahaprasad Prabhu said, what is the urgency? Like, you can have your breakfast, your health is not good, you have your breakfast, then we will go. And what Srila Guru Maharaj said was very fantastic. Srila Guru Maharaj said, सारे सखागण वहाँ उपस्थित हो गए हैं. अगर हम देरी से गए तो मुझे मेरा खाना नहीं मिलेगा. All the friends have assembled there. If we go late, I will not get anything because all the friends share their food. So Srila Guru Maharaj said, let us go as soon as possible. हम दवाई भी वहीं जाके लेंगे. शीघ्र अति शीघ्र हम वहाँ चलते हैं. So they immediately went. The next week or the week after that, Srila Guru Maharaj at night 2:30, he calls one of my god brothers and says the name of the god brother, his pre-initiated name was Harshit, and he is probably my age. So Srila Guru Maharaj called and said, Harshit, क्या आप गाड़ी चला लेते हो? Do you drive car? And this was night 2:30. And Harshit said, हाँ महाराज जी चला लेता हूँ. इतनी रात को आप क्यों पूछ रहे हो? Why are you asking at 2:30 at night? And Srila Guru Maharaj said, मुझे भोजन थाली जाना है. यदि मैं महाप्रसाद को कहूँ तो वो चिल्लाएगा, वो डांटेगा, वो कहेगा कि महाराज आपका स्वास्थ्य ठीक नहीं है. तो हर्षित क्या तुम मुझे लेके चलोगे? At 2:30 at night. This is Preeti Tad Vasadi Sthale. The eagerness to be in Krishna's land of Vrindavan. Vrindavan, Mayapur or Jagannath Puri. And this is one commonality that we find not just in the three Maharajas whose Vyasa puja we are celebrating, but in all of Prabhupada's disciples. All the three qualities that we discussed today, whether it's the quality of seeing Krishna everywhere or whether it's the desire for Braj Mandal, we see that commonality in all of Prabhupada's disciples. And I can see that every disciple is remembering some pastime or the other in connection to these points. So, taking not much time, I would want to prostrate myself at the lotus feet of Param Pujyapad, Paramhamsa Swami, Srila Rādhā Govinda Dāsa Goswami Guru Maharaj, Param Pujyapad, Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and Param Pujyapad, Paramhamsa Swami, Srila Lokanath Swami Maharaj, and all the wonderful, glorious disciples of Prabhupada who are traveling around the world relentlessly, preaching the message of Bhagavatam and distributing this unparalleled, juicy fruit called as Vraja Prem. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Srila Rādhā Govinda Dāsa Goswami Mahārāja ki, Shri Srila Tamal Goswami Mahārāja ki, Shri Srila Lokanath Goswami Mahārāja ki, Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samasta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki.